Hey there, thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. If you are watching this, you are probably a client of ours here at Radiance by Kristen Marie, or you're a client of an esthetician who sent you this video, or you're an esthetician just trying to further your knowledge about chemical peels. Whatever the reason is, I'm so thankful for you for taking the time to watch this video, and I really do hope that it's going to give you the information you're seeking, and number one, to give you the best results and outcome possible of your chemical peel. So whether it is that you're receiving your very first chemical peel or you've gotten chemical peels before, we're going to go over how to prepare for your chemical peel, the do's and don'ts as far as what to expect before your chemical peel, during the chemical peel service, and afterwards. All three of those are so important to give you the best results possible. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations for taking this step. I know there's some hesitation sometimes with receiving your first chemical peel or a chemical peel in general, but it has been proven through our research and our education as estheticians and skincare professionals that chemical peels can really change your skin for the better. So get excited. There are actually astrological reasons right now with where the sun and the stars are at right now that this could be the best glow up you've ever had with your skin. And so I want you to first and foremost just believe in your skin and what it's meant to do naturally, and that it's meant to be balanced, it's meant to be radiant, it's meant to be clear. And the esthetician that sent you this video only wants that very result for you as well, and they're also most likely taking these steps or have experienced a chemical peel themselves and believe in the magic that can happen when you receive a service like this. So you may be wondering, who the heck are you? My name is Kristen Marie. I'm a licensed esthetician of 6+ years, and I've had the opportunity and blessing of being able to be seen by millions of people here on YouTube and other platforms. And of course, disclaimer, this is information that I have learned through my own training, my own experience. I do also have some materials that I'll be pulling from professional brands that I'm going to be basing my information off of, and I do feel like it's as accurate as it can be. But of course, this is being filmed in 2024. If you're watching this anytime in the future, this could change, this could develop. So of course, further your own research and always double check this information with your physician. If you are being treated for anything, you're on medications, you're receiving treatments from a dermatologist, always double check with your practitioner or physician or dermatologist any of the information that I'm giving you, and that getting a chemical peel is appropriate for you. If you are already in the clear and you've gotten permission from your physicians to receive chemical peels and you know what it entails, then let's keep moving forward. Let's go into just the basic of what a chemical peel is. A chemical peel, I like to explain to my clients, is a controlled wound to the skin. So we are using solutions that are formulated by scientists and chemists and formulators in our industry that are going to be delivering really great ingredients and results to your skin. So depending what acid your esthetician is using on your skin is going to deliver different results. So if they're using a lactic acid, it could possibly be to help brighten, to help hydrate. Feel free to ask them what acid is being used on your skin and ask them what we are exactly targeting. And most likely your esthetician has picked a series of chemical peels that is going to target your specific concern. In that healing process is where new skin is going to be generated. Better quality skin cells are going to be developing during this time. And then of course the ingredients and the acids will be delivering certain benefits to your skin. It's much different than getting a sunburn. I know that some people have compared it to the feeling of having a sunburn on your skin when you are healing, but just know that these formulations were done to make this as safe as possible. If you are feeling nervous at all, ask your esthetician, what should I expect as far as like tingles, as far as the healing process, and they should be able to give you more specific. But the information I'm going to give you right now is just kind of a general guideline, and there could be a little bit more care if there is a deeper peel that you're receiving. But let's just keep it at the basic level right now and just say that you are getting a peel for the first time and you want to know what to do and what to expect. So before we get into the actual preparation steps, I'm going to go over some contraindications or things that would prohibit you from receiving a chemical peel. So number one contraindication is going to be you're pregnant or you're trying to get pregnant, because sometimes we don't know we're pregnant until a few weeks later. It would be a good idea to let your esthetician know that you are trying to conceive in order to make sure that we're taking the right steps and we're keeping you and the baby safe. The next one would be you are not on Accutane. So Accutane is to address acne and it can be very sensitizing to the skin. It can be very drying. And so not only should we avoid getting a chemical peel when we're on Accutane, but it is recommended for a period of time, usually about 4 to 6 months after Accutane, that you should avoid chemical peels, because again, the chemical peel is going to be working deeper in your skin, and when you're on Accutane or recovering from Accutane, your skin is more sensitive, thinner, drier, and it's just not in the best healthy state for you to receive a chemical peel treatment. So there are certain medical conditions that would prohibit you from receiving a chemical peel. That is why it's important to consult with your physician on your specific condition of whether a chemical peel is appropriate for you. So I'm not going to go through the whole list of illnesses or skin conditions, because I think that that's a conversation that you need to have with your doctor. But we are not medically licensed professionals. We are licensed to work on the top layer of skin, and we are not able to clinically diagnose you of anything or give you any medical advice. So if you do have a condition that's on the skin or that pops up on the face that you are taking medication for or using topicals for, then please consult with your physician or your dermatologist prior to receiving a chemical peel. The next thing to keep in mind is just the state of your skin. So there's a few things to consider. Now, number one would be your recent sun exposure. If you are have been in the sun for a long time and you are getting a little sunburnt or you're having a lot of redness in your skin leading up to your chemical peel, I would definitely reschedule, because if your skin is compromised by the sun, it's just going to be a little more vulnerable, a little more fragile. It might not react the best to a chemical peel right now. So if you're having a sunburn or any irritation from the sun, or you're in the sun for a long time, very close leading up to your chemical peel, I would definitely reschedule. Another thing to keep in mind is the usage of products. So have you been using retinols specifically? Retinols can be, again, more sensitizing, can cause some peeling, shedding, and it's just a good idea to stop using your retinols at least 5 to 7 days before your chemical peel, so that there's no chance of that retinol interfering with the chemical peel. And I would say generally too, avoiding any other types of acids or exfoliants at least 3 to 5 days before. So that includes any scrubs, light acids like BHA, AHA, toners, lactic acid, anything that has the word acid in there, I would avoid using. Retinols and the like, anything that's going to create physical or chemical exfoliation on the skin, I would stop using that at least 3 to 5 days prior. And if it's retinol, it should be a little bit longer, 5 to 7 days. You've gotten any other treatments from anywhere like Botox, laser, IPL, electrolysis, it's usually recommended to wait at least 2 weeks from that procedure to receive a chemical peel. And of course, double check with your doctor or your practitioner that gave you that service, and double check with them what they recommend. Okay, and now what to use for your chemical peel preparation. Most likely your esthetician, I know here at our practice, we have prepared a home care kit for you to purchase. And some of you have kits that are included in your service, and that can vary. But most of the time your esthetician is going to be having you start on a little bit of an exfoliator or an acid to prepare your skin. Your SD can give you more specific guidance for that specific product you're using, but those products are in a sense going to be kind of preparing your skin for that deeper chemical peel, so that when we do the actual peel, it's not going to shock it as much. It's going to be like, oh, okay, I'm familiar with this feeling, just on a lower level, and then that way when we're doing the stronger stuff, it's not going to make your skin freak out or get as inflamed. Sometimes your esthetician may have you using a tyrosinase inhibitor product. So that could be a brightening serum, a retinol, something that is going to help inhibit pigment. There's a ton of different products out there from all of our professional brands. Most of the time there are serums out there that are going to be delivering brightening agents to your skin, but specifically tyrosinase inhibitor ingredients are going to be absolutely key to help prevent any further pigment from happening from receiving your chemical peel. Because again, like I said before, that a chemical peel can really help target pigment and things like that in the skin. But if we're not doing the proper aftercare, we're not using the right products, then it could in a sense actually worsen them. So we want to make sure we're using the right products to help inhibit that pigment from happening. I'll be going over some things to do and not to do after the treatment to help reduce the chance of that happening as well. Okay, so now let's get into what to expect during your chemical peel. So most of the time, the chemical peel services that are being offered these days are pretty short because really we're wanting to just focus on the peel itself. So it's not going to be your typical service where you come in and you know, you're going to get a bunch of massaging and steam and all the, you know, tricks and whistles that your esthetician normally does, because this treatment really is to specifically focus on the chemical peel treatment. So usually, and like I said, this is just based off my knowledge and our protocols. It could be different by your esthetician, but typically it is just a double cleansing, and then we prepare the skin with a preparation solution for the chemical peel. Then the chemical peel is applied. Your esthetician may or may not perform extractions. That is totally up to your esthetician and the acid that is being used on the skin, whether it is a lighter or a heavier one will determine whether you can receive extractions or not. Sometimes we may or may not use a mask. There's some protocols that recommend a nice cooling or hydrating mask afterwards, and there's some that do not. So that step is a maybe in your situation. And then we absolutely will be applying SPF at the end of the treatment. Now, what to expect during the chemical peel itself. You may feel what I like to call activity or tingles on the skin, and it will feel kind of like a light pricking on the face. Again, depending on how strong the acid is, what percentage it is, what type of acid it is, it may feel more tingly than just little pricking. It could feel a little uncomfortable, and ideally your esthetician will have a fan. I know we have a fan here at our practice that we will fan your face with to help mediate some of that tingling sensation. Kind of a signal that the chemical peel is doing its thing on your skin. There are also chemical peels that have no sensation at all, or very, very light sensation, and it does not mean that that chemical peel is still not doing its thing. So even though you don't feel it, it doesn't mean to not follow the preparation steps or the aftercare steps. And after you receive your chemical peel, you may feel an immediate tightness to your skin. That is completely normal. Again, depending on what kind of peel you did, having a little bit of tightness, even some dryness or sensitivity or redness or heat on the skin is totally normal. Sometimes the reaction to the peel may occur a bit later, maybe up to 24 hours after the peel. I know I've had clients who've gone home and then all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And I implore you not to freak out, because again, we are going into this knowing and expecting that something might happen to the skin. So even if it is, again, like a lighter treatment, you can always expect to possibly have some flaking, irritation, dryness. That is all expected, and your SD will walk you through that, and again, hopefully have you on a home care or post-peel care regimen to help to mediate some of those symptoms. But peeling is not a bad thing. We actually want the skin to peel and to regenerate. That way we're making room for new and healthier cells to arise. Okay, now what to expect and avoid after your chemical peel. So we are going to still want to refrain from using any strong acids on the skin. So your retinols, your acids, your scrubs, because we already exfoliated you. And because it's a chemical peel, it's a bit deeper in the skin. So you're definitely going to want to give your skin a rest for at least 5 to 7 days. For some protocols, I know it's 7 to 10 days. Again, double check with your SD of what peel, of what the recommendation is for the peel that you received, and the regimen that you should be using should be just very light and hydrating products. Again, we don't want to oversaturate the skin, because we actually, if you're meant to peel with this peel, we want the skin to actually peel and flake so that it can slough off. Putting too much moisture on, so if you're using a lot of liquids or creams, it could inhibit your skin from actually doing the shedding part of it. I recommend that you use a nice neutralizing toner and a nice hydrating serum and SPF during the day, of course, and reapplying that SPF every 2 to 3 hours if you are in daylight. And then at nighttime, if you feel like you need that moisture, you can add the moisturizer, but I would not use more than you typically do. I would still just use about nickel or dime size amount of moisturizer and rub it on the skin. Be very gentle on your skin when you're applying products, because again, we don't want to create more friction or more heat or more irritation to the skin. So just be very gentle. and show some love and care to it. And while you're putting on your products, I want you to also visualize what the results of your skin will be from getting this treatment done. It's very important to visualize and to speak positively to our skin and about our results. So as you're applying your products, I want you to think positive thoughts about what results you're excited to get, what your skin's gonna look like, and again, extra important to make sure you're reapplying that SPF. And then as far as what activities to avoid, we're going to want to make sure we're avoiding anything that's going to create internal or external heat on the face and in the body. So we're going to want to avoid saunas, hot tubs, hot showers, prolonged sun exposure. I know it's been hot as heck here in the Bay Area lately. This would not be an ideal to get a chemical peel. So if you are experiencing kind of a heat wave in your area that you live in, I would definitely try to stay indoors and with air conditioning and a fan. I would avoid being outside as much as possible if you are somewhere with a warmer climate. And that is why we do actually offer the peels like the deeper peels that create that inflammation and healing process during the winter and fall season, because there's less sun exposure. So even though maybe you live somewhere that it's still pretty warm, the sun will be out for less time of the day. So that would already be a benefit to why you should do it during this time. You're going to want to avoid creating excess heat in the body, so also avoiding exercise for 24 to 48 hours, because I know when I exercise, I get hot and sweaty, and you definitely want to avoid that. Maybe sexy time might need to be delayed for a day or two, just depending. I'd probably say avoid doing that. And then absolutely no picking or peeling at your skin. So again, you might experience some flaking, some dryness, some actual chunks of skin coming off. You're definitely going to want to make sure you're not pre-peeling anything or touching anything or scraping anything or scrubbing anything. I know it's hard. Trust me, that is probably why I have avoided getting any deeper peels like that. Because I don't like going through that process. But for those of you who are ready for that and are wanting that, then just know it's good to just avoid touching your face altogether. And if you're someone who wants to avoid that healing process, then just make sure the chemical peel that your SC is offering you is going to fit your desires and give you still really good results. It may be a lower level treatment, a lower percentage, and not as harsh, but you may want to get them more frequently in order to kind of make up for it not being as aggressive. It is also normal to have some discoloration on the skin. So as much as chemical peels, again, are targeting the pigment on your skin, it will also be kind of bringing things forward, because pigment and wrinkles and all that are occurring at the deeper level of the skin. So when we're doing chemical peels and we're removing that top layer of the skin more and more, it's going to be actually bringing those concerns a little bit more forward. So sometimes it may appear a little worse before it gets better. Again, don't freak out. Trust that, the results are coming, that it just takes time. It takes time, and to definitely manage your expectations. We're not going to promise you crazy results from just one treatment, and that is why I believe in my education and knowledge that it is with consistency and receiving multiple treatments that you will get the skin that you are hoping for, and that we can lighten and help correct some of the things that you're concerned with. And number one, prevent things from deepening or worsening on the skin. Your SC can do all of this stuff in the treatment room, but it is totally up to you to make sure that you continue your home care regimen, finish up that post-care peel kit, and then get right back onto your regimen and use products, specifically serums, that are going to penetrate deeper into your skin to target those more deeper concerns. And if you guys are working together, there's no reason why your skin shouldn't improve over the next 6 to 12 months. And that is the goal here. So I hope this video was extremely helpful for you. If I forgot anything, I know I probably didn't cover every little thing in this video. I did my best. I will be sure to comment below, or maybe a fellow SC will comment below to fill in the gaps of where maybe I didn't cover. But again, further your own research, consult with your estheticians and physician. I love you so much, and I wish you the very best skin ever after watching this video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.